I'm Sergeant First Class Floyd. My current duty assignment is Senior Healthcare NCO at the 35th Engineer Brigade. One of the benefits of my role is that I get to travel around the state and talk to soldiers and hopefully give you the benefit of my experience, my perspective, and my example. But I'm making this video not just for medics and not just for my current brigade, but for all Missouri Guardsmen. This is called extending your influence beyond your immediate chain of command. And you'll find that as you climb the ranks, this is a very important part of what you can do. One of the things that stuck with me and helped me to shape my perspective as a soldier and member of the military is some New York Fire Department radio traffic that was going on while 9/11 was happening, where at one point, one of the firemen asked his dispatcher to have the authorities mobilize the Army. "We need the Army in Manhattan," he said. New York City arguably has the largest and best trained first responder force in the country. But when it hit the fan, where did his mind go? Who did he expect to respond to him? That's us. This is a good time to remind ourselves why we are here, why we even exist as soldiers. General MacArthur said, "Your mission remains fixed. It is to win our wars. Everything else in your professional career is but corollary to this vital dedication. All other public purpose, all other public projects, all other public needs, great or small, will find others for their accomplishments, but you are the ones who are trained to fight. Ours is the profession of arms, the will to win, the sure knowledge that in war there is no substitute for victory, that if you lose, the nation will be destroyed. It's our job to fight and win our nation's wars. It's an ugly, shitty business, but somebody better be good at it if you want to live in a country like this. There's no second place in war. It's win or die, and we have to get better every day." I enlisted in 1986 and was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia, part of the 24th Infantry Division, which was the Army's rapid deployment force for desert warfare at that time. I actually ETS'd 1 month before the U.S. invaded Panama and less than 1 year before the troop buildup for the first Gulf War. I didn't see action until 19 years later when the 205th Medical Company deployed to Iraq and I was with them. The only reason I re-enlisted after an 18-year break in service was to deploy before I got too old. I'm extremely proud that I did, and I would do it again in a second. As members of the military, we have so much respect and appreciation given to us. You know that because you see it in so many places, but it isn't free. Throughout the year, there are so many military memorials and remembrances. You've got Memorial Day, July 4th, Patriots Day, Veterans Day, Pearl Harbor Day, and all the time in between. And everywhere you look, there's tributes and appreciations and thank yous and banners and sales and specials, commercials, public messages from public officials and celebrities, all giving thanks to us and honoring our service and sacrifice. Now, to me, that's very humbling because I take it very personally, and so should you. I try to be mindful and ask myself, do I deserve this? Do I have the right to be proud, and can I appreciate with humility all this praise? And I can because I serve honorably, and I know that I'm a useful, productive part of this United States military machine, the best in the history of the planet. All that respect and appreciation, that's already been earned and paid for. But still, we need to earn it every time we put this uniform on. As an NCO, I try to earn these stripes every time I put them on, and if I'm not trying to do that, then I'm derelict in my duty. As soldiers, we need to constantly be aware of the respect and expectations placed on us by the citizens. We need to wear and treat this uniform for what it really is. It's a symbol. It's a reflection of who each one of us is and the oath we took before we could even put this on. Look at what we're wearing. You have the flag of the United States on your shoulder, U.S. Army on your chest, and your name on the other side. You're the whole damn country squeezed into one pair of pants. How can you not be proud to wear a billboard like this? When we took that oath and put on this uniform, we inherited a history and a responsibility much bigger than us. That history and this responsibility and this privilege that we have to be a part of this team and making the kind of difference in the world that only this team can make, that's been paid for. But it doesn't mean that we still don't owe. When Veterans Day rolls around, there's a quote that gets popular online. Most of you have probably seen it. It goes like this: "A veteran is someone who, at one point in his life, wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including my life." Now, maybe we weren't so aware of that check we wrote when we were at MEPS, but we all have that outstanding check with our name on it. As of this past year, over 650,000 military personnel have had their checks cashed for the full amount, and they rest in places like Normandy, Luxembourg, Italy, Belgium, and also in 169 national and 134 state cemeteries dedicated to veterans in the United States alone. It's impossible for me to get my head around numbers like that and around all those white grave markers. As a whole, I can respect it, but to actually be able to identify with it, I need to break it down to the individual level. And one individual that I can relate to is a World War I soldier named Martin Treptow. If you don't know his story, in short, he was killed in France while carrying a message across the battlefield. After Private Treptow was killed, a diary was found in which he had inscribed the following pledge: "America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone." Don't lose perspective of what's really important and why we are all really here. I want you to succeed, and I want you to be proud of what you do. But it's not a question of being capable. The question is, do you want to excel? To want to, you have to believe in it. Not just hear it from leaders or even the public. You have to believe in what we do in order to have the pride that it takes to excel. My role is to motivate, train, and develop soldiers into leaders, to influence others even if I can't train them myself. It's my sincere hope that you find the pride and purpose that I found in the military. We truly do have the best job in the world.